I had a guy bring me in this MS360, and I think it got ran over or fell off of something. And he asked me if it was feasible to bring this thing back to life. I told him, the first thing we need to do is check the basics. We're going to pull this muffler off, look at the piston, check compression, etc. Well, I don't see any scoring on the piston. Let's do a compression check. Yes, sir. Okay, so that was a joke because obviously this is crunched. But I'm going to get this thing off of here. And if you've worked on some stuff, you can turn the flywheel. And by the way that piston rolls around in there, you can feel if it has compression. This saw should not have any reason. It doesn't have any reason not to have compression. I mean, it was just, an accident. It wasn't like it crapped out while it was running. Well, we lucked out and none of the fins on the flywheel were broken. Because if you have broken fins on a flywheel, at the rate that these things spin and the RPMs they turn, it throws it out of balance, and it's just no good. But turning this thing over and the snap of it, I think it has plenty of compression. And moving on, we are in a version of mild Fine City. It's Fine City, fines everywhere. And generally, I would like to check spark, but saying, due to the situation this thing was probably using or operational that day and just fell off or got ran over, I don't have any reason to think it don't have spark. So we need a tank and we need a crank, a starter. Amazon Go. Wow. So when you look at this tank, you get a pretty good idea of, how it's going to fit in there and what you got to do to get the old one off. So let's start. And take the top cover off. Before I go any further, I'm going to do some cleaning up on this thing because this boot has to come back out of here. And I'd like to get these fines cleaned up so it doesn't end up in the cylinder or anything like that. All right, it's cleaned up. Now we're going to take off the filter, carburetor. Don't forget the T20 for this cover. And we won't be reusing any of this, but to get this throttle linkage off, got to take that off. Move the carb, wrap handle off. Wrap handle bolts are short on the bottom, long on the side. Don't get them mixed up. You take these out, this right here. Flathead, Torx. And of course, as I got the last bolt and the handle out, I come to realize that was the only thing holding this saw together. Because I didn't look it over well enough to begin with. Maybe it's stock. It's a special feature that Steel put in. Lets this thing here flex. It's a variable gap on this thing. Gives you different types of spark. All ties into the non-existent M-tronic system on it. So yeah, this is what happens when you're stupid like me and don't look things over well enough before starting in on a project, because this one is not going to be worth putting any more time into. Got a jug, a piston, coil, muffler, and a flywheel though, I guess. And really stupid story.